So, if you didn't know, but I'm a pretty big horror movie fan, and with the new Scream 7 coming out, I always thought about this question. What if Sidney Prescott was the killer, the final girl who never escaped? Sidney Prescott, the legend, the final girl, the one who endures, the one who lives when everyone else dies. She is framed as strength, as resilience, as proof that trauma can be overcome. But Scream has always been about perception, about stories we're told, and stories we accept without question. So we're going to ask the most uncomfortable question the franchise avoids. What if Sidney Prescott was never just surviving the killings? What if she was controlling them? The perfect alibi, trauma. There is no questioning Sidney's trauma. It is severe, and it is unending. Her mother is murdered, her friends are slaughtered, she is hunted, again and again. But trauma does something important in storytelling. It excuses behavior, inconsistencies, emotional distance, mood swings. And guess what? Sidney is allowed to be unstable. She is allowed to be reactive. She is allowed to exist outside suspicion, because no one wants to believe the victim could also be the architect. And that's what makes her invisible. Sidney is always at the center. Every Ghostface killing orbits Sidney, not nearby, not adjacent, centered. The killers change, the motives shift, the masks are passed down, but Sidney remains the constant. Ask yourself, if Ghostface truly wanted her dead, why does she always survive? Luck explains it once, twice, maybe. But survival across multiple massacres? That starts to feel intentional. Control through chaos. Sidney never needs to wear the mask, because she understands something far more dangerous. The person who reacts controls the narrative. She doesn't initiate violence, she responds to it. And in doing so, she directs suspicion away from herself. Every killer exposed becomes proof of her innocence. Every death reinforces her role as victim, and every sequel deepens her credibility. Sidney doesn't need to kill, she needs killers. The psychology of a shattered self. Sidney's childhood is marked by violence. It is defined by the public attention it draws. It is lived under the gaze of an ever-watchful society. The self it projects is an illusion. What becomes of a person formed in the crucible of a nightmare when that person is allowed to tell her own story? What becomes of a person when that story is allowed to take form and, to the horror of all queasy with sympathy, become real? Billy and Stu, not partners, but prototypes. Billy Loomis thinks he is the mastermind. Stu thinks he is just having fun. But both of them are reacting to Sidney, to her rejection, to her emotional distance, to her trauma. What if Sidney didn't just endure them? What if she shaped them? Not consciously, not overtly, but through manipulation, through emotional pressure, through understanding